Hey everyone, it's Brandon from the Brandon Gona Show, and I'm working with YouTube to share an update on some new legislation in the works in Canada. It's called the Online Streaming Act, or Bill C-11. Here are the impacts that C-11 could have on creators and users in Canada. It can determine how content appears on YouTube, including the homepage and Watch Next section. Plus, a regulator could force artificial promotion of some creators and content over others, which could impact how content reaches global audiences and could hurt views and revenue. Now, if this bill passes, it could have a huge impact on recommendations on YouTube, which means potentially a big change for Canadian viewers and creators like you and me. Now, to break down what this means, let's bring in Todd Beaupre, a director of product at YouTube whose team helps manage what videos come your way on your home feed. Todd, let's talk about recommendations as they work now on YouTube. What are the basics we need to know?
Hey Brandon, great to be chatting with you. So our recommendations are a really key part of our YouTube viewer experience, and we've designed them to really help viewers find videos that they would enjoy watching based on what each viewer is interested in. And we want to help them discover creators and channels that are going to be really interesting to them. It's kind of like if you go to the library and you have a librarian there to help you find the next book that you might enjoy reading based on other books that you've read.
So let's talk about how exactly this bill might play out on YouTube. Basically, we know a regulator could make YouTube show a certain amount of Canadian videos to Canadians. So does that mean you'd have to change the recommendation system?
So first, let me tell you a little bit about how the recommendation system works today. So we collect a lot of feedback from viewers in the form of looking at what they watch, what they don't watch, how long they watch it, whether they click like or dislike. We really aim to recommend the best videos to each viewer based on their personal interests. And so as part of that, we aim to recommend Canadian creators to both Canadian viewers as well as viewers around the world who are interested in that sort of content or content similar to it, regardless of whether the video was uploaded in Canada or somewhere around the world. And by doing this, we're able to maximize the audience for Canadian creators.
Okay, so if Canadians get artificially served up Canadian content, what happens to the systems?
So what would happen is we'd end up mismatching viewers to videos that they would be most interested in. In the space of Canadian content creators, we would be showing their videos to people who would be less interested than other videos. And what that ends up meaning is the reaction from those viewers is likely to be that they're less likely to click on those videos. If they do click on the videos, they would be less likely to like them, or maybe they would dislike them or watch them a lot less. And so that negative feedback that we collect can actually have a ripple through the system, because it basically teaches the system that this content from Canadian creators isn't as engaging and satisfying as other content that is not getting kind of pushed too much in the system. And so that could actually backfire by reducing how much that Canadian content gets recommended to other viewers. In fact, today, over 90% of the views on Canadian creator content come from viewers outside of Canada.
Can you explain a little bit more why that feedback loop is so important? Why would these negative signals hurt creators?
We protect this feedback loop very much. As an example, we keep our advertising systems separate from our recommendation systems. So if a creator were to buy advertising for a video, for example, we don't allow that activity to influence a viewer's recommendations, because we don't want that organic feedback loop from the audience to be tampered with, ultimately hurting Canadian creators and reducing their opportunity both in viewership and revenue.
And what about the viewer? Is it helpful to get served up Canadian recommendations?
When we would introduce, sort of artificial recommendations, it would hurt the viewers, because then we would be promoting recommendations that they wouldn't be interested in watching. They may end up deciding that they're not as interested in using the platform at all because they're not getting as relevant results. And so we really don't want to be recommending things to viewers that they're not interested in watching, because then they'll potentially leave, and that reduces the opportunity for everyone.
Thanks so much, Todd. So if you're a creator or a YouTube user watching and want to know more or add your voice to the conversation, click below on the description for details on how to get involved. Thanks, and take care.